Kia ora, and welcome to Wednesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz, and today we lead with news commodity prices are taking a hit in global markets as overall economic prospects are under scrutiny in both the US and China. And Wall Street is following them down, in their case led by tech firms. Prices for both hard and soft commodities are in retreat today, including oil, natural gas, steel, copper, aluminium, wheat and soybeans. Even Bitcoin is falling, down 8.5% over the past week when it hit a recent high note. But not everything. Today's full dairy auction revealed better demand from a wider range of markets than was expected, so the declines anticipated were much less, in fact just 0.3% overall. Good buying of whole milk powder, and not only from China, saw this rise slightly, and that limited any overall downside. But there were lower prices for cheese, butter and skim milk powder, but about what was expected for these categories. In the US, housing starts rose a bit more than expected, but the gain was accentuated because July 2024 was unusually weak, and that was because for some reason in 2024 the bump came in August. Still, it was encouraging because analysts had expected a small retreat in July. The general level, however, remains well below the general levels over the prior years, and new building permits were unusually low in July and are now running at their lowest level since June 2020. So the future isn't that bright in the sector. And in the rural sector, American farmers are particularly worried about how the Trump administration is upending their industry, and questions about survivability are arising. Many apparently face bankruptcy. Canadian CPI inflation fell, and by a bit more than expected. It came in at 1.9% in June and a small blip up. It was expected to slip back to 1.8%, but in fact came in at 1.7%, the same level it was in April and May. Fuel prices led the decline, but rents rose 3% and grocery prices were up 3.4%. This will make it tricky for their central bank when they next meet on September the 17th. Across the Pacific, the leaders in China have been on vacation and are now starting to return to active frontline duty. Meanwhile, in Malaysia, exports turned out to be much stronger in July than anticipated. They rose 6.8% in July from the same month a year ago, defying market expectations of a 5% drop. They also revised their June result to be a smaller dip than first reported. Malaysian imports were expected to fall sharply, but in fact held their own. In Australia, the Westpac Melbourne Institute Consumer Sentiment Index surged 5.7% in August to its highest level since February 2022, after a small rise in July. All components rose. Family finances compared to a year ago rose 6.2%, while expectations for the next 12 months climbed 5.4%. Views on the economy improved, with the 12-month outlook up 7.6%, and the 5-year outlook rose 5.4%, both above historic norms. The time to buy a major household item gained 4.2%, while unemployment conditions fell 2.4%. Their long spell of consumer pessimism may be ending, although sustained momentum could require some more easing. This underscores why the second-term Albanese government is riding ever higher in the polls, and the right-wing opposition parties are in disarray. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 4.30%, down 4 basis points from yesterday at this time. The price of gold will start today at $3,316 an ounce, down $17 from yesterday. And American oil prices have fallen $1 to be just under $62.50 a barrel, while the international Brent price is now just over $65.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is now just on 59 US cents, down 20 basis points from yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're firm 20 basis points at 91.4 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're down 20 basis points at 50.6 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just under 66.9 and down 10 basis points. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $113,512 and down 2.6% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has been modest at plus or minus 1.5%. Join us at 2 o'clock this afternoon for full coverage of the RBNZ OCR decision and the following press conference. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.